Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's virtual campfire. It's Easter Sunday. I hope that you've had a terrific day, that you've been surrounded with family and friends, and you remember the reason for Easter Sunday if you're a Christian. I think that we are all blessed, all of us, whether you're a Christian or not. We live in still the greatest country on earth. We have a lot of problems, a lot of challenges in front of us, but I think that things are still pretty good here, and we all ought to feel blessed. That said, I came across something that I think I'm going to read it to you, and we're going to talk a little bit about this because young people, Gen Z and the millennials, especially Gen Z, they get ragged on a lot, and some of it probably is for good reason, but some of it isn't. And this story that I came across, it talked about boomers, baby boomers. Probably you are a boomer like I am. It's funny. Up until a couple of years ago, I was called sir. Excuse me, sir. And now it's, excuse me, pops. The first time it happened, I'm like, pops? I'm not a pops, but I guess I am. So I'm a part of the boomer generation. As an RVer, I believe that there are lessons that I learned along the way. And I'm going to want to hear your comments and thoughts on today's video. But lessons that nobody said, this is the reason for this and this is the reason for that. But we learn these lessons by just participating in this thing called RVing and camping. And so those are some of the things that I think we need to pass along to Gen Z and to the millennials that they don't know. It's not their fault. They haven't learned it like we did. And so that's what this story is about. It came from a website called The Busy Retiree, and it just begins, as time progresses, certain traits from past generations often fade into obscurity. However, in the whirlwind of change, there are invaluable characteristics exhibited by the baby boomer generation, that's you and me probably, that deserve a resurgence. These traits, rooted in simplicity, resilience, and community, offer valuable lessons for navigating the complexities of the modern era. Let's jump over here and I want you to see what I see. The first thing is work ethic. And it says boomers were known for their strong work ethic, valuing dedication and perseverance in all endeavors. They understood the importance of hard work as a pathway to success, instilling a sense of responsibility and commitment in their approach to work and life. Their willingness to go the extra mile set a standard for excellence and inspired others to strive for their best, creating a workplace culture of productivity and achievement. What do you think about that? Do you think that generally speaking, boomers, we had a stronger work ethic? I'm not saying that we have all the answers to everything and we'll outwork a young person, but there's an ethic, something that is inside of us. That willingness, as it says, to go the extra mile and try to set the standard for excellence. I don't see that today. And I think that RVing and taking people in the out of doors and making them responsible and leading by a good example can help them learn about this, about a work ethic, then about financial responsibility. And this is not necessarily the Gen Zers' fault at all. I mean, the politicians, our generation has screwed this whole planet up, I think, and screwed us up economically. And so, but I do want to hear your thoughts on it. It says, boomers practice prudent financial management and prioritizing savings and living within their means. I know not everybody, but generally speaking, they embraced frugality, avoided unnecessary debt, recognizing the importance of financial security and long-term planning, setting aside funds for emergency and future goals, provided a foundation of stability and peace of mind, securing greater resilience in the face of economic challenges. I read someplace that I think 60% of the United States, 60% of Americans cannot put their hands on $1,000 now. That's terrifying to me. I think that people that were brought up in my generation, the 50s and the 60s, we did have that financial responsibility. But today, I don't know if one person, unless that one person's making a ton of money, can raise a family of four. I don't know. That's why I think you have to have both parents working. I don't like it, but I think that's the case. Resourcefulness. I want your thoughts on this. Resourcefulness. Growing up in a time of scarcity, boomers developed a knack for being resourceful, making the most of what they had. They were adept at finding creative solutions to problems, whether it was repairing household items or stretching a budget to cover essentials. Their ability to innovate and adapt in times of adversity empowered them to overcome obstacles with ingenuity and resilience, demonstrating the power of thinking outside the box. creative thinking, problem-solving skills. I think that we are so dependent. I say it all the time. We've become so dependent on these things. We don't know how to critically think anymore. But young people really don't know. I wonder how many could go and change the oil on their own vehicle, or change a flat tire, or even how to get under the hood and what they're looking at. And it's not necessarily their fault. But I think that we can teach them those things. I think that RVing will teach people responsibility. It will teach them that to conserve things. Respect for elders is another one. Boomers deeply respected their elders, honoring the wisdom and experience. They understood the value of generational knowledge and sought guidance from older generations in navigating life's challenges. As a former campground owner, one of my greatest things that happened, the greatest experiences, was when families would come for these reunions. We had a big reunion hall, and we'd have 50 to 100, and a little bit, sometimes more than 100 people from 3-4 generations come, and just watching them. And they'd come from all over the country. And I see that we're losing that now. Families are getting so separated, so much distance, and, oh, you know what, we'll just do it like this. We'll just have a little Zoom call. It's not the same thing. When you are in an RV, a cramped little RV, you are close together. It will bridge generational gaps, and the young people can learn from us, not by us yelling at them. That don't work. But by us leading by example. And there's something magical that I think that young people are missing. And I believe that camping and RVing, if you get somebody in your family, you get a Gen Zer out there, and you don't say, I'm going to teach you we're going to bridge this intergenerational gap. I think that's about the wrong way to do it. But you just go out and you have fun and be together. Spend that 4-letter word, time. Now, face-to-face communication. Here's another. What do you think of this? Do you think that these are things that boomers need to do a better job of passing on? Or do you think that there's no way? These people are done. I don't know what's going to happen. Only time will tell. We're probably not going to be here. In an era of smartphones and social media, boomers valued face-to-face communication. Why did we value face-to-face communication? It's all we could do, except pick up the hard line, the telephone. It was face-to-face. Young people today cannot look other people in the eye. They don't know how to communicate like we did. Why? It's not because they're hateful and they don't care. Maybe they don't care, but they've learned this thing. Oh, it's the same. I'll just, I talk to my daughter, and she'll say, well, I talked to so-and-so today. Really? What'd they say? And it turns out she didn't talk to them. She texted them. It's different. Talking and texting are not the same thing. Well, yes, it is. No, it's not. At least it's not in my view. And when you're communicating face-to-face with somebody, isn't that the most powerful form of communication? Leading by example, face-to-face, spending that, as I said, that 4-letter word, time together. Patience. I need to learn a little bit more patience. It talks about boomers understood the virtue of patience, recognizing good things often take time to materialize. I remember when I first got the internet, I don't know what year it was, 1990 or so, I don't know what it was, but I would wait forever. You remember that noise of the internet trying to connect, how slow it was? And now it's like 5G. We want fast. I think we're losing something with this speed. We need to have more patience. Easier said than done. Community engagement, certainly have community engagement. I want to talk about this down here, though. Do-it-yourself mentality. Boomers possessed a do-it-yourself DIY mentality, tackling household repairs and projects with confidence. They embraced learning new skills and taking on challenges, fostering a new sense of empowerment and self-sufficiency. I don't think that young people even want to do anything themselves. They instantly call up somebody, a repairman, to come fix their air conditioner. It's easy. It's expensive, but they didn't learn anything except how to go spend some money. My little story, I was so proud of this. I know most of you are going to go, what an idiot, but I'm used to it. This was back when I owned my campground. We had a cabin out there that my wife and I stayed in, and the hot water heater went out. Well, I had some work campers they were so good, they'd do anything for me. But I saw that hot water heater, and I said, do I want to tackle this job by myself as a 40-gallon hot water heater, big, heavy, and I don't have a clue what to do. You know what? I'm going to learn what to do. And I did. And it took me a long time. I literally got a hernia, to go and have a hernia surgery to repair it. But I did my own hot water heater. I know you're like, oh, big deal. I was proud of it. There is something in those DIY projects. When you do something, you feel proud of it. I was in the soapbox derby. I don't know if you remember what the soapbox derby was. I actually won the soapbox derby in 1968 in Dallas, Texas. Yes, I did. And I built my own race car. And it was so gratifying, so rewarding. And to sit back and go, man, I did that. I was 13 years old. I started building things when I was young. I built my first soapbox derby car when I was 11. How many 11-year-olds are given a saber saw and a radial skill saw? How many? I don't know. I think teaching people these DIY skills, teaching them patience, resilience, scarcity, planning ahead, responsibility, failure, overcoming obstacles. I think all of that is what's necessary to bridge that gap, if you will, between us pops, grandparents, great-grandparents, and who's going to take over after us. The writer of this story, I think, hit the nail on the head. Boomers, we do have something to contribute. We do. And so do young people. They have something to contribute to us. We can learn from them. They can learn from us. So I know, today's Easter. It was a special day for me. I got to love on my grandson and my daughter and my son-in-law and do a lot of reflecting. And I am grateful for them, grateful for everything. Grateful for you. I hope you'll spend a few minutes. You'll think, when you start bitching about people, young people, and I'm pretty good at it. I practice it a lot, I guess. That you'll think maybe, just maybe, the world would be a better place if we tried to bridge that gap. Accept some differences. Lead by example. Stop yelling at people. RVing and camping is one of the greatest things in the world to me. It's not for everybody. If you want things fast and you want things perfect and you want things very sanitary and in and out, shallow, if you will, RVing's probably not your deal. Most of the happy campers that I know, almost all of them, have had to face adversity. Things have screwed up and broken, and nobody wants that stuff to happen, but there's something meaningful, something significant that comes out of all that. So, thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. I hope you had a great Easter. I hope some of what I was saying today resonated with you. Wingman Nation is more than just me. It's us. And I think there are many of us that see the problems we have, and sometimes we feel alone. But it's great to know that there are people watching out for each other. You're my wingman or my wing woman. I think we need more wingmen, wing women, and try to bring the world together. Stop judging everybody and stop forcing people to pick sides. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you are on. I promise I don't care. Would I like you to share some thoughts and some of my opinions? Probably. But if we can respectfully disagree and still like each other, isn't that what life's all about? Get to know your neighbor. Love your neighbor. Be grateful. We've all won the lottery. We live in the greatest country ever created. I just hope that we can stop fighting and we can keep it together. Young people need us and we need them. All right, thank you so much again. I'm sorry for babbling on today, but I needed to say some of these things because it is Easter Sunday. We're wrapping up March. Looking forward to a nice April, beautiful weather and bluebonnets all over here in Texas. Let me hear from you. Where are you watching today's video from, and what did you think about today's subject? Make sure you hit the like button, if you would, the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I'm hearing that some people are being, I don't know why, YouTube is unsubscribing them so they don't get the notifications like they used to. So hit that little subscribe button, and where it says all, click on that too. That way you'll never miss a video, supposedly. All right, again, thank you so much for watching. I am the Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.